there, welcome to election predictions. So in today's video, we're going to look at multiple candidates who are deciding to run, sorry, not deciding, but planning to run in 2024 on the Democratic side and Republican side. I cannot do all because there's a huge list of them, but I'm going to do the most popular and the most predicted to run. So first of all, the most predicted to run, you got Joe Biden, Donald Trump. I made an election night over these two candidates, but I'm just going to map it out to show you really quickly. I'm going to show you the margins in this video especially. So first of all, we start with Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, and Alaska. These are the western states. These are what I call them the easy to pick up states because the candidates can easily pick up there. They don't really campaign as much in these few states on this side except the states of Arizona and New Mexico probably, and Nevada they may campaign in more on here in the West because those are kind of a little bit harder to pick up rather than some states like California, Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho. These can easily be picked up. So that's already Joe Biden at 78 because he got California and Donald Trump at only 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump would easily get these few states right here, including North Dakota and South Dakota. Nebraska's first and third as well. Joe Biden will be able to hold on to Nebraska second rather than losing it like Obama did in 2012. Sorry, like Clinton did in 2016. Obama won it. Donald Trump was able to win the entire state of Nebraska in 2016, but it did go blue in 2020, and I do think it has a very good chance of going blue in 2024. So Nebraska's second district, that will definitely go to Biden there. Kansas, Oklahoma, that's definitely red for him. Colorado, New Mexico, Nevada itself, I'm actually going to put it as a lean, rather than a likely or solid. Because Nevada, even though that it did go blue, as you can see, Joe Biden won the state by 2%. In fact, Carson City and Las Vegas is what really pulled it up. Those are most popular states. Other than that, you can see everything more Republican. I do think that more likely some votes could be lost. Some votes could be lost from the Democratic side. So I do think Donald Trump will be able to gain more points in the state of Nevada. But as you can see, 664,000 for Joe Biden, 629,000. I think Joe Biden's vote probably go down to around 660,000, while Donald Trump could gain it up to 630 to 31,000. So not a huge difference, but a significant difference that could make Nevada instead of likely go toward a lean for Joe Biden. Donald Trump, I believe, has a good chance of winning Arizona, but it will go to Joe Biden for sure. Because if you saw 2020, so it was a very close race, but it did go to Joe Biden. The more popular areas went for it. But I do think that here you see Maricopa County, Donald Trump will gain votes definitely in the state because of what happened in 2020, more Republican turnout, meaning more Republican votes. So this county itself could either flip or Joe Biden could lose some votes here, and that will cause possibly maybe a flip for Arizona to go red, or it could stay blue, but by a smaller percentage. So that's why Arizona could remain blue, but we have no idea. Minnesota, that's definitely a likely for sure. Iowa, that will go for Trump for a likely as well. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana. All right, in South Carolina, there you go. They're his states. Let me just fill in all the states that are not battleground states. Virginia, DC, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey. First, and Donald Trump will definitely get the second. All right, there you go. Now we just have the battleground states left, including the state of Texas. Arizona I already filled in, as you can see. Wisconsin, Michigan, Texas, Ohio, Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and not New York. There you go. And New Hampshire remains second. I already filled in. There, New Hampshire is a likely rather than a solid there because New Hampshire is almost battleground state along with the state of Iowa. The Rust Belt here: Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Ohio, if you saw 2020, it went by a pretty good amount toward Donald Trump rather than going to Joe Biden by a larger amount than we expected. We actually expected for Joe Biden to win Ohio, but it actually went for Donald Trump. So I expect the same thing to happen. Donald Trump, I think he may lose some votes because there'll be definitely more Democratic turnout than in 2020, but I do think that he will not lose too many votes as well. I think he'll have a good chance of winning the state. So Ohio, the battleground state, definitely going for Donald Trump rather than being a like Nevada. I'm not even gonna put tilt. I'll put it as a lean there. Michigan. Hold on. That's gonna be hard to see how Michigan went because Michigan itself is pretty hard to decide how it'll go. In 2016, it went red. In 2020, it went blue though. So it's gonna be cool to see what, not cool, but like interesting to see what happens in 2024. But I think Joe Biden will be able to narrowly hold on to the state, along with the same with the state of Wisconsin. I think he'll also be narrowly able to hold it down. Pennsylvania itself, not a tilt, but like Ohio. Hold on. Like Ohio, it will more likely be a lean there. Joe Biden able to rack up some points after Donald Trump tried to overturn the election results in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. You may have seen that for a little bit, Wisconsin actually went red. I believe it went for about 15 minutes. It went red until there was something wrong in the state of Wisconsin and the recount made it go blue. It was something like that. I cannot remember exactly what it is, but Wisconsin was red for a small period of time and it did turn blue in 2020. And I do expect the same thing to happen, Wisconsin staying blue because of the votes there. But Wisconsin, I think, will be a closer race than Michigan because I do think that it will get definitely more Republican turnout than last year. So as you can see, Menominee County, 82 to 18%, that'll definitely stay there. Now you see Portage County, that has a chance of flipping. But with these other counties here, I think that will definitely stay blue and give the chance for Joe Biden to win there as well. North Carolina, I'm going to go for that as a blue flip rather than a red flip again. North Carolina has more turnout, especially in the Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham area. If you can see the map here, hold on. Let's zoom into North Carolina. Right here, even though that this has more even though that these are Democratic areas, surrounding areas could possibly turn blue as well. Some areas here as well, possibly. Sorry, not some areas here well, but some other counties may flip. I'm trying to find one. Hold on, I'm almost there. Here we go. No. Right here. Lenore County, that could possibly flip blue, and a few other counties here. A few other counties around, like this one right here, Craven County, or a few other counties. They could possibly flip blue and give North Carolina the chance of going blue. So North Carolina has a very good chance of turning blue. Donald Trump will definitely win Florida by a smaller percentage, though, than in 2020. And Joe Biden will take the state of Georgia indefinitely. But then again, by a tilt. Now, my question is, why does Joe Biden have more votes than in 2020? That's because I gave him the state of North Carolina. If I didn't, he would have 303. And there's something else here. I can't find my mistake, but that's what it is. So Joe Biden would definitely get the state of North Carolina. Indefinitely, and Donald Trump will be able to take Texas, but again, by a smaller percentage, he would definitely lose some votes for sure. Like here, you can see Zapata County. Sorry, not Zapata County. I'm trying to find some counties. Here you go. No, not Brazoria. But some other counties in Texas would definitely flip blue. I can't find exact county. I can't find exact county, but mainly down here. Down here, you could definitely flip blue. Here you go. Cleburne County, that was 50 to 49%. Definitely has a very good chance of flipping blue because there's definitely going to be more Democratic turnout than in 2020. So Texas has a good chance of going blue, but I don't think it has that great of a chance. So I'm going to keep Texas red. There you go. I finished the map. Joe Biden at 319, Donald Trump at 219, Donald Trump at 100 less votes than Joe Biden. Joe Biden able to win the state of North Carolina. That would be his only flip of the night. Other than that, everything stayed the same as in 2020. So the election won't be too hard for Joe Biden to win, but it's going to be weird to see what happens. I do think that Donald Trump will win, but not sure if he could win the Republican nomination with other good candidates being possibly running. And we don't even know if he decides to run. So let's just clear the map really quickly. I'm going to give you one chance to look at it. All right, there you go. Next, people are trying to make one with Kamala Harris versus Ron DeSantis. So I'm going to do that really quickly. Get rid of Joe Biden. This is if Joe Biden decides not to run. More likely he will run, but we have no idea with his age and his health is going to make a big difference on if he decides to run or not. Just going to fill in the main states that the easy pickups for them. Now, people are showing two things. People are showing Ron DeSantis winning. People are showing Kamala winning. So I don't know what's going to happen really if these two candidates run. I think Ron DeSantis will make a pretty good candidate for the Republican ticket, but he doesn't have a chance against Joe Biden. Joe Biden would definitely win the state if he runs during Kamala Harris. I think we could see what happened in 2016 and 2000. Ron DeSantis could win the popular vote. Sorry, other way. Kamala Harris could win the popular vote, but I think Ron DeSantis would win the electoral college rather than winning the popular vote. Nevada, New Mexico, and Colorado, Illinois. All these states up here. Virginia, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. And then you're left with your battleground states. And Maine second, there you go. Then you're left with your battleground states. Kamala Harris already at 222 electoral votes. Ron DeSantis at 132. Kamala Harris would win Minnesota, my bad there. 232 to 132. Actually, this is where Donald Trump stopped. He couldn't get any more votes than 232, and Joe Biden was able to rack up points. But let me move on. So Arizona would go red for Ron DeSantis rather than going blue for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris being a woman, not saying that Arizona doesn't like women, just saying that Kamala Harris being a Democrat, there you go, that's the word. Being a Democrat kind of thing. Being a Democrat, even though that Arizona went blue in 2020, I do think that with Ron DeSantis, the Democrats would lose the state of Arizona, like counties like Maricopa County. Maricopa County would definitely flip in 2024 with Ron DeSantis giving them a higher chance of winning the electoral college. Maricopa County includes a lot of the populated areas, so that's where you get the winner of the electoral college in Arizona, usually in the Maricopa County area. So Arizona will have a good chance of going red with Ron DeSantis. Texas, I'm not even going to put a tilt like I did for Donald Trump. Texas is more likely a lean. Same thing with his home state, Florida. Georgia, it has a tilt there. With what happened in 2020 was really unexpected. Many people thought Georgia was going to go red. They still had a chance that Joe Biden was able to win the state, and he did win the state. But most people thought that it would go red, which it didn't. It went blue actually. So, but because of what happened, I do see multiple counties flipping once again, like Washington County and Baldwin County, and a few other counties have a chance of flipping, and that would cause it to go red. North Carolina, that would definitely stick red rather than flipping blue for Kamala Harris. Michigan, the same thing there, and same thing in Kamala Harris would definitely win the state of Michigan, while Ron DeSantis would win Wisconsin indefinitely. I don't have a backup reason for that, I'm sorry, but that's what I most likely see it. And Kamala Harris winning the state of Pennsylvania by a tilt, and Ron DeSantis would win Ohio. So I see Ron DeSantis winning the election against Kamala Harris, but by a very small margin. As you can see, Ron DeSantis at 272, Kamala Harris at 266. That's a very small percentage. If I had to flip a state to make Kamala Harris win, I would flip the state of North Carolina. North Carolina has a more of a Democratic shift from 2020, which Donald Trump made that happen. So North Carolina would flip blue. That's the only thing I would have to make if for Kamala Harris to win. But other than that, this is how I most likely see the electoral map to turn out. Next up, we have Joe Biden versus Matt Gaetz versus Joe Biden, and then I'm gonna end off with Mike Lindell versus Joe Biden, and that's it. So let's do. Here we go. Okay, so Matt Gaetz versus Joe Biden here. Matt Gaetz is a representative from Florida, Florida's first district. He's recently in a scandal, which is basically on the news 24/7 if you read the news. Joe Biden, let's quickly fill in our easy pickup states. I'm actually going to put Colorado and New Mexico and Nevada indefinitely for Joe Biden here, rather than going toward Matt Gaetz, because they would definitely go for Joe Biden here. New York, New Hampshire, Virginia, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware. Oops. Right, and now Republican states. Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Indiana, Missouri. Iowa has a less chance of going toward Matt Gaetz now. West Virginia and South Carolina as well in second district. There you go, that's the map. Minnesota, that's blue, and Matt Gaetz would definitely win Alaska. There we go. Next, Illinois. Forget Illinois all the time. 174 electoral votes left to fill out. Joe Biden at 232, Matt Gaetz at 132. So you got the state of Arizona. I put Ron DeSantis winning Florida. But even though Matt Gaetz likes Ron DeSantis and Trump and believes in the election frauds, along with Taylor Greene, Joe Biden would win the state by a much higher amount rather than a tilt. I would give Joe Biden a lean in Arizona. Same thing in the state of Georgia. Michigan, that would definitely go blue. Wisconsin, definitely go blue. Pennsylvania, definitely go blue. North Carolina, definitely go blue. Even the state of Texas, I have to give that state blue. While I do see Matt Gaetz winning Ohio by a small percentage, and I see him winning his home state by a lean, I don't have seriously an explanation for this because Matt Gaetz is such a horrible candidate for president. I do not see him winning the Republican nomination even. But if he does win it, this is how I most likely see the map. Joe Biden winning by a landslide, 359. Matt Gaetz has 179. Matt Gaetz didn't even get to go above 200 electoral votes. So Matt Gaetz is, to me, is such a horrible candidate. Even though that he's probably better than a few other people. This is how I most likely see it: Joe Biden and Matt Gaetz. Joe Biden definitely winning against him. Matt Gaetz said that he could probably win against Joe Biden. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that. As you can see, the biggest flip of the night, I have to say, is Texas. And Texas is the biggest flip I would give Joe Biden to, not Matt Gaetz, definitely. Even if Matt Gaetz wins Texas, it would be by tilt. Same thing with the state of North Carolina. But I do see Joe Biden winning the state of Texas by tilt. Same thing with North Carolina. So there you go, Joe Biden 359, Matt Gaetz as 179. And finally, for the last one, Joe Biden versus Mike Lindell. Right, Mike Lindell, as you know, is the My Pillow guy. He wants to run. I highly doubt he'll win the Republican nomination. As you can see on Wikipedia, he wants to run from the state of Minnesota. But again, he's not going to be good at all. Let me just fill it in. Nevada is indefinitely for him. Minnesota, even though that's Mike Lindell's state, I do see him losing his home state, which has not happened often. Virginia, New York, Hampshire. Nebraska second. Mike Lindell definitely will win these states here. First and third, winning Utah by a lean there. Utah now has more of a Democratic shift. Iowa, not a tilt there, but a lean. Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, tilt, Missouri. I think a lot of these Democratic Republican states would definitely be more of a tilt there. Sorry, not a tilt, but a less votes toward the Republican Party and more of the Democratic Party. South Carolina, same thing. West Virginia and Indiana. There you go. We're left with our battleground states. That's Joe Biden at 213 and Illinois. Keep on forgetting about Illinois. Oh, Maine second. There you go. I was like, I'm missing one thing. And Alaska. There we go. Joe Biden at 232, Mike Lindell at 132. Battleground states left to go. I can just tell you this: Mike Lindell is definitely not going to win. Definitely not going to win against Joe Biden. I don't even want to explain this one. As you can see, I'm already flipping out majority of the battleground states for Joe Biden rather than going to Mike Lindell. The only battleground state I think Mike Lindell could pick up is Ohio. That is it, and if he does, it'll be by a small percentage. Joe Biden at 389, Mike Lindell at 149. Joe Biden winning by a larger percentage. I would actually even give Ohio to Joe Biden rather than giving it to Mike Lindell, but it will be always by a tilt. Mike Lindell only had 132 and Joe Biden had 406. So this is how, if they do run how I see it, Mike Lindell being even a worse candidate than Matt Gaetz. I do not see this matchup at all. Joe Biden versus Mike Lindell, but if he does, this is the most likely scenario for the map. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. If you have any comments, type it down below. I'll be glad to reply to them if it's constructive criticism. And thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Just for fun, I'm gonna enable the simulator. This is completely wrong. But and to end off, let's run the simulator between Joe Biden and Mike Lindell. And thanks for watching. This is so wrong, but thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe.